As a child on the Thames, I fell into the river by a lock and was sucked down by an open sluice gate. When I could hold my breath no longer, I breathed water. Actually, the lungs close off automatically, but the stomach sucks it in and out. The water roared in my ears. I opened my eyes and stopped struggling. I was breathing the river. I felt completely at home in this alien element. I had become the river. Deliverance was a film about rivers. When John Boorman falls, he plunges into a nightmare. Well, the man he has shot is brought back to apparent life and seems to embrace and entangle his killer. In Excalibur, Percival is set upon by the peasants he has betrayed. Failing to find the Grail, he has lost all hope and is sucked under by the weight of his armor, by the weight of his guilt. Stripped of his pride and all he possesses, and having breathed the water of despair, only then, when all is lost, does he find himself at the gates of the Grail Castle. So finally, he is able to fulfill his quest to heal the king and bring the wasteland back into fruit and flower. All is flow, and all water has a longing for the sea. One of the many streams that join our river is captured by my neighbor, and her gardener, Danny Rochford, guides it through a series of pools and canals to make this water garden a dream of what nature could be, or was once perhaps, or is still in another world. How long have you been working in the garden now, Danny?
It's 48 years since I was a boy, really.
48 years?
Yes.
And your father before you, wasn't he?
My father was here for his lifetime, too. No matter what worry you would have, if you come out here and just walked around in the morning, everything seems so calm and peaceful. All your worries will go away. I love it now.
Yeah, I do, too. Danny conjures flowers and fruit out of bog and heath, and he charms fish out of the river when no one else can get so much as a bite. Any luck, Danny?
No, I'm only after starting.
Yeah? Plenty of fish in there, Danny, but they're all small, aren't they?
They're very small.
Why is that, then, do you think?
Because they say it's like a limestone. Years ago, all the farmers used limestone, and it made the trout in better condition.
Oh, because the water's so acid?
Yes.
And the lime brought it into better condition for the fish?
Yes, there's a lot of oil lust, you see, going into this river.
Yeah.
And you have to have the lime to balance it, not the trout won't grow.
But what about the lime that they use now on the field?
It wouldn't be as good. It hasn't the same effect as when it's burnt. Years ago, they had these kilns for burning the lime, and it seemed more effect on the trout. Trout were bigger years back.
Was there ever salmon in this river?
I heard the old people say that there was salmon in it back before the vocal mines opened. And when they opened the vocal mines, they were running out of the mines, got into the river and poisoned them. So they had to stop them from coming up then.
Was that the copper, was it?
The copper, yes. It's poisonous.
Who's that fellow, do you know?
I don't know, he's a stranger to me.
It turned out to be Nick Gray, a man who's engaged in a study of this whole river system from the Wicklow Mountains to Arklow, where it meets the sea. What's the water like?
Oh, it's very clean indeed. Really super quality. because it's going to be good quality water because it comes down from the mountains. And though it's slightly acidic, there's loads of animals. It's very, very nice indeed.
What do you call it?
Well, I'll show you. You can see for yourself. Look, as you can see, there's loads of stoneflies, a mayfly, Ephemeroptera. We have some uncased caddis. So there we have the case of a caddisfly. Young brown trout there.
What's that big fella there?
I thought you noticed this. This is a pearl mussel. And
Pearl mussel?
A pearl mussel.
They actually have pearls in them?
That's right, freshwater pearls. And this was the guy which drove the big pearl farming industry on the River Slane in this catchment as well, way back in the 1700s and 1800s.
Well, people made a living out of
That's right. They used to collect them and open them up and take the pearls out.
Really?
But the thing is that these days that they've become extremely rare. They're very intolerant to pollution. And surprisingly for an animal with a shell, which likes to have lots of calcium in its shell, this one actually doesn't. It's only found in these very, very soft waters. The whole catchment area is 250 square miles, and it covers the southern part of County Wicklow. And the river rises here at the Sally Gap and runs down past Lochs Tay and Dan, and continues down to where we are now at Animo. It runs down to Lara, where the river from Glendalough comes in, and then it continues down to where Yavanbeg and Yavanmore meet here at the meetings of the water. And as it goes on down to Voca village, it's here that I'm particularly interested in the effects of the mines on the river. And what happens is that inside the mine, and it's been abandoned, as water leaches in, it's actually broken down by bacteria working away at the sulfide, and they convert the sulfide into sulfuric acid. And not only is the leachate very, very acidic, mostly around about pH 2 to 3, but it dissolves into that leachate lots and lots of copper and zinc. And so the poor river is receiving lots and lots of acid, also lots of copper and zinc, both of which are very, very toxic to organisms of all types.
A river that begins in hopeful springs and magical lakes ends here in a kind of lurid green death. The opening scene. A man has a dream of death. A mysterious woman draws him back to life. He meets her later, by chance. He recognizes her from his dream. Does she recognize him? No. He follows her obsessively. She is elusive, mysterious. She is wounded by life in some way.
Mr. Boorman, there's a woman here to see you.
Yes, that's right. I'm expecting it.
You don't mind this? People deny things, journalists make things up. Keeps us honest.
No, sure.
Ivan Hitchin?
Yes.
He just kept on painting the same landscape over and over. Never got it right, I guess.
Well, I happen to believe he was trying to penetrate that landscape. In the end, he wasn't painting trees and rivers, but their meaning.
I'll do you a favor. I won't print that. It would read so pretentious.
It's her. I know.
You know it's pretentious? Then why say it?
Say something. Do something. Shut up.
Take it easy.
Thank you, Bridget.
Drink it for a cup, Mr. Boorman.
No fuss.
Ah.
You want some coffee?
Sure. Creepy coffee table.
As a matter of fact, it's a Celtic sarcophagus.
Some critics have said there's an unhealthy obsession with death in your movies. How do you feel about your own death?
The way I feel now, I'd rather die than do this interview.
Then why did you agree? Surely you know my reputation.
The only reason you're here, my dear, is because I want to use your magazine to promote my film.
Great. We want to exploit each other. Perfect grounds for a modern relationship.